05. Overton. Overton is the planet that all this got started. The story of how the Wisha newspaper got started. In the year 2021 I was traveling from the planet called Overton, where I have loved all my life and wanted to start a newspaper someplace. One of these days I will find an empty planet that I could start the newspaper on, and I will not have much trouble in doing it. I know the hardest thing is going to be getting all the newspapers delivered to all the planets every day. One day I was going to Actrons to see someone, and someone come up to me and said, "My name is Bill Averton and I heard that you was looking for a planet to buy to set up your newspaper." I said, "Yes I am, and not too much either. I am just starting out and cannot afford much." He said, "I have a small planet and would like to sell it." I said, "Where is it at?" "If you have the time, it is on the way to Actrons." I said, "Okay, then we will stop and see it." When we got there I said, "Wow, there is all kinds of buildings all set up here." He said, "I used to make a lot of stuff and send it all over the place. But I am getting too old to do this anymore, and all the kids don't want to live here either. So I have no choice to sell it." I said, "How much do you want for it?" He said, "All I want is live here free until I die and have whatever I need." I said, "That can be arranged." I said, "Is there a hotel around here someplace?" He said, "We built one years ago and it needs to be fixed up." I said, "That can be done too." I said, "What do we have to do so I can own it?" He said, "Let's go to my place and I will give you a bill of sale for the plant and everything on it." When we got to his small house we went inside, and it was pretty nice in it. We sat down at his table and made out the paperwork so we know what was going to happen and what has to be done. Mainly all he wanted was a line of credit at one of the stores here, and I said, "So soon as I can get it done you will have what you need." He signed the bill of sale and I signed it too. I made another copy for him and I said, "Well, I have to go, the bus is waiting for me." He said, "When will you be back to get everything set up?" I said, "It might be within a week's time. It will take me a little while to get everything that I need to come back and set things up. I have to do a lot of changes." I said, "That will be good now that we have place to work out of. The big factory will be the main building that we will use to make the newspapers and fix the buses and everything else that we need." He said, "Yes it will, and I thank you very much." I said, "Thank you. And if you want something to do, come to the office when we get things set up, and I will even give you a part-time job, if you want it." He said, "That sounds like a plan." I left and went back to the bus station. And when I got on I said, to the pilot, "I just bought this planet and this is where we will have the main base at, just as soon as I can get everything going." He said, "Wow, this will be good. Will there be enough room to build houses for everyone to live in?" I said, "There is a lot of houses already built and empty. I just bought the whole planet and everything on it. There is a big factory and that is where we will set up everything." He said, "Wow, that will be good. So when are we going to move here and get things set up?" About 2 or 3 days we will come back and talk to the guy that I bought the planet from." When we got back to the planet, we went back to the house I went to when I bought the planet from him. He was there and we talked for quite a long time. He gave me all the keys he had for all the buildings. He said, "I have talked to everyone here, they will be paying you the rent from now on. I don't have anything to do with this anymore." I said, "That is great. Now the only thing I need is for you to take me all over the planet and show me everything that is here and what is rented and to who." He said, "Here is the ledger that all the buildings are in and how is renting them and what the rent is and when it has to be paid." I said, "Okay, that is a start." He got up and said, "Well, let's go. It is going to take a while to show you everything." He said, "We will take my car and I will show you around." I said, "Come on and let's go." We went out and it did take about 4 or 5 hours to see everything. But it was worth the time. Now I see why he wanted to get rid of it. It is getting big enough now that you have to have your own crew just to get things done here. There is a lot of buildings that really need repairs and he just cannot do it anymore. When we got done he said, now the first thing I would do is fix up the old hotel so you will have some place to stay when you come here. I said, that is a good idea. I did not tell him. But I was going to fix it up first so I can have some place to stay and fix up the old factory so we can move everything here to get the printing presses here so we can make the newspapers here and ship everything from here. I said, is there a town hall here and the mayor? He said, you are looking at him, I am the mayor, judge, police officer, and everything else here, and I am going to give you the job to do it all. I am retiring and just going to go places. I said, once everything is set up here all you have to do is just get on the bus and go anywhere you want for free. I own the bus service and I will give you a bus pass and you can go anywhere you want for free. He said, that sounds like a plan. I said, just as soon as I can I will set the bus pass up for you. He said, that will be great. Now where can I get a vehicle around here to use? He says I have an extra vehicle that you can use until either you can bring one or somebody has one to sell. I said thank you, that will be really good. We got back to his place he give us the keys to the vehicle. They got it in the first place we hit with the gas station. Only got there we checked the vehicle out and everything else on it. Then we started to hit all the businesses, to see if they had what we needed to fix a lot of stuff here. Some of the places have a lot of things that we could use to fix things up. And some of the stuff we needed the one had, so we get back to order what we need. I called the office and said, is my wife there? She said just a minute I can get her come when she come to the phone I said, guess what, I found a planet and we can get set up here. Mainly the guy just give it to me. He is getting old and just cannot take care of it anymore and the kids will not have anything to do with the planet that he owns. So we made a deal and now the planet is ours. There is a lot of work to be done. But in time we will get it done, but in the meantime all of our spare time is going to be here working on it. There is a old hotel, but it needs a lot of work. It is not far from the bus station, so it will work just fine. When we can get the time and money we will build a new one. Just like the rest of them, but for right now we will have to use this one. She said wow where is it at? I said, it is the planet called Overton. We will change the name to the Wisha planet, just as soon as we can. She said, that will be fine. She said are you there right now? So I said yes I am. She said I'll take the next bus there. I said okay when you get here give me a call. She said I will. And we both hung up. I said okay let's go to the hotel and see how bad it is. We got there we were to see outside and we went all no, but we went inside it wasn't that bad. The inside was a little bit better than the outside. We went up to the counter and the man behind the counter said how can I help you? I said my name is Wisha and your name is? Bill Averton said that you would be by to check out the place. The place is not really in that better condition on inside we have kept it pretty good, but the outside really needs a lot of work. I said yes I can see that and just as soon as we can we'll take care of that. My name is Tom Aver, I am from the planet called Aver. I come here looking for work and Bill put me in charge of the hotel. Hotel management is what I went to school for so he put the right to work. I could not find a job on my home planet. So I had to go where the jobs were. There is not many people here but there used to be when the factory was running. Now that it is shut down there is not much going on here. I said well in time there will be we will be hiring people to help run the newspaper. So we are going to improve things here for everyone. Because we will be providing many jobs for people that really need one. He said that it's good because there is a lot of people out of work. Bill tries to keep everybody busy so they can at least make something. But he's getting old and just can't do it anymore. I know he has told me all about it. So I am hoping that things will get a lot better for everybody here. He said we have the factory back up and running and jobs, everything will start to lurking in and people will be coming here for jobs and place to live, and also we'll have a lot more business here to return with new people, and they will need a place to stay until they can get a job and get another place to live. Then he said, "Come on and I will show you around." He showed us all the romance, the kitchen and everything else that was there, and it was good enough for us to come and stay, and it didn't really need much work at this time. That is really good to know. It was just about time for the bus, so we said we will see you again soon. He said looking forward to it. We both went back and got on the bus and left. When we got back we had to do a lot of things to get ready to get back there and get set up. At this time we have enough resources to get everything sent the air and starting to get things set up, and we got to the factory, and the thing is I forgot even go in and look to see what was there before we got there with all stuff. We went in and there was quite a lot of stuff around, but we had plenty of room to put all the stuff that we brought and start to get set up to make newspapers. Then in the newspapers we had put an ad for help, and just as soon as we got there and much got set up, all of a sudden it was all kinds of people in the office wanting a job. I think we give out 200 applications that day. While I guess we will have plenty of help, will everything set up in the factory within a week's time and making newspapers, at that time then we will ship everything else here, and this will be the main base for a newspaper be shipped out from. Now all we got to do is set up the back of the factory so we can load the newspapers onto the buses. There is still a lot to be done, but it will get done in time. We have hired some of the local help. Now that we've got that done and got some of them trained, we can be doing other things. I've hired 4 people to do general maintenance around town. It's getting close to the first of the month, and this will be the first month that we go around to collect rent. So going to be pretty good. We'll have some extra money to fix a lot of things around here. It doesn't just about a week to get everything set up so we can deliver the newspapers. Once everything was done in the factory and the factory was up and running, I had the crew go out and start working on all the buildings that we owned and fixing them up. And we talked to everyone, and the ones that was not retired and needed a job we sent him to the factory with a note from me. So that way they would know where to put them in the factory. I talked to them long enough to find out what they have done and what they can do, so that way I can put them to work, so that way they can pay their rent. A while ago I had taken his bus pass with his name on it and also put a limited to that meeting, okay, anywhere he wants to for free, and boy was he happy. It was the first time in his lifetime that even have to pay for the bus ride to and from wherever he wanted to go. He still had a couple businesses that he still owned, so that way you would have an income. I let him keep them. And I also give him business so he would make money and we would all be happy. I think this is the happiest he's ever been. No worries are not then in the business of running code, indeed make a little bit of money and we go where we want to go all and come back, and it didn't cost them anything, nothing yet to pay for. It was his food, and I even set it up so he can stay at it, which Allah tells her not to, so nothing you really had to pay for was just food and whatever else he wanted to do. Sometimes he'd be gone for a week and then come back and rest for a week. He come to the office when you get back and say, well, how are things going? I said that going fine, but there is a lot of things that really needs to be done yet, but we will get them in time. He says, I've heard a lot of good things. He says you've given everybody a job, you fixed up their houses, and you put a lot of the work. Even if you really didn't even have a job for them, you still put him to work. I said yes, I have some other places, and I even sent them on the bus and give them a bus pass, and then they get a free ride back for the one real plants that I need help on. So I put all kinds of people to work with her was here at someplace else. I just got a lot of things to do. Bill said I got to go for now and I'll talk to you later. Things are getting better and better all the time. It's almost time to build a new bus station and a new hotel in a different spot, so it will be closer to the factory, because that way everybody can get off the bus right close to the factory. Now check out the rest of the planets and see what's going on with them. Follow Jack Wisha around to see where he goes and how much trouble he gets into. Jack Wisha,